Hello, YouTube, and welcome. And this one's going to be about, as you may have guessed it or read it from the title, Garden of Banban. And I'm going to talk about why this game is a social commentary on bullying.
Check this out.
Yes, I went there. I'm actually making it seem like Garden of Banban is deeper than it actually looks. And I have reasons for that. So, throughout the game, and this is a very short theory, by the way, this isn't going to go on for a long time. So, throughout the game, as you'll notice, it's like characters are mocked, characters are made fun of, characters are separated. Nabnab's far away from everyone else, not included in the family. He's an outsider. Nabnalina is an outsider. Characters like that, they're just off. They're off. Jester doesn't even get mentioned until later on in the game. All these characters are just seemingly insignificant to everybody else. All the big cast members, the Banbans and Banbalinas and Opelia Birds, even Jumbo Josh and Stinger Flynn and characters like that, they're all there. And then the others that are like different are just pushed off to the side and essentially treated like garbage and just constantly mocked. And it to me, it just becomes so apparent that this game isn't just a cheesy little kids game. It's a commentary on how people are treated and bullying and the way that we define everything based off of someone's looks and somebody's attitudes and the way they talk, the way they act, all that stuff. It just seems so clear that it's not just a goofy ass, simplistic, bare bones horror game with comedy. It's trying to tell you something without being so bold and hitting you over the head with it. They give you little details insinuating that the characters just don't like certain characters and they hate them for certain reasons, whether it be their looks or the way they talk, the way they carry themselves. If they have depression, they're disliked. Stinger Flynn is constantly depressed. Banban doesn't like that, and he makes a point of pointing it out all the time. They fight over it.
You stop vocalizing for just 1 second so I can focus on the road.
What do you mean, focus on the road? We've been going in circles for hours. Never trust a jellyfish, am I right, Opila?
Banban is a bully. Jumbo Josh is a bully. And everyone else is just in this constant case of just terror because they're so trapped. I mean, they've already been experimented on. They were once kids. Now there's some horrific experiments and they can't control how they look. And much like when you're born, you can either be extremely handsome and attractive or you can be ugly, like so. And, and basically, to me, I don't know, it just jives. It's like a social commentary on bullying. Why it doesn't make any sense to bully someone because they maybe look different than you, maybe because they act different than you, maybe because they have some chronic depression. Each character's different. They all have a different color. They all have a different shape and look for the most part. Some of them are pretty identical, but uh it's like you shouldn't hate someone because they're a different color. You shouldn't hate someone because they're really goofy. You shouldn't hate someone because they're eccentric. You shouldn't hate someone because, maybe they have some kind of mental issues or have some kind of, you know, development issues or they have depression or stuff like that. Or maybe because they're shy or maybe because they wear glasses or because they like doing math. They like school. They, love sports, whatever it may be. It just seems like that's what the message behind it all is. Not just a jump scary, goofy ass game. It's trying to tell people, hey, what's the point? Where does it get you? It doesn't get you nowhere. You're still trapped on this rock called Earth. And we all have to coexist with each other, much like the Banban characters. Whether they like it or not, they are who they are. They're now monsters. They've been turned into these monsters, and that's never going to change. They're always, for now on, just going to be these monsters, and they just have to come to terms and just live with the fact that they are who they are and appreciate who they are and love themselves for who they are rather than just spend their lives hating themselves and hating everyone else down in Banban's kindergarten. And there's a part of me that wants to laugh at this theory because the games are so goofy, and you wouldn't think to think a little bit deeper because they don't present themselves like that. It's like it's like watching the parody series Scary Movie and trying to come up with some deep message from it. Yeah, it seems ridiculous, but to me it seems obvious. It's not just a goofy ass game. There's something else going on. Whether it is what I'm saying or not, there's definitely something going on. This other one, which I don't think is like some kind of shock, I personally believe, and this game just came out not that long ago. I guess it was in February or something. But in Garden Banban Zero, it's of my belief that you're playing as the child that the rest of the series is based on. Like in the first Garden Banban game all the way up until the present day, you're looking for your child. You've come there because your child's been taken and you want to get to him before something bad happens, likely before he becomes an experiment. And to me, it's like it's the kid. It's the kid that the dad's looking for in the rest of the series. And I don't know, it just makes sense. And then you find out basically throughout the game that this character isn't a normal person anymore. He looks just like Banban. And when you really think about it, who looks just like Banban? The new character for Garden of Banban 8, Flumbo. And I don't know, it's a long stretch, but to me, it just goes hand in hand. Whenever you get locked up in that room at the end, he says, nobody will be able to find you down here. I'll come and get you when the game's over. Blah di da di da. You're locked in there with Givanium. You're locked in an area where the surgeon guy with the weird hands was originally, and to me it just seems so apparent that's what's about to happen. Maybe we find that out in Garden Banban 7 or 8. I haven't played 7, so I can't really say yet, but it just makes sense. But anyways, the whole point of this video was to talk about the first topic. I just added that in for shits and giggles. To me it seems obvious. I don't know. Maybe not to other people, but to me it seems apparent that that's what they were trying to say. Plus, it's Garden of Banban 0, so it happens before Garden of Banban 1 and the rest of the series. So, anyways, that's that for that theory video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you share the same belief. Do you think Garden of Banban's about the topics I mentioned? Do you think it's a social commentary on something bigger than just jump scary, goofy ass Play-Doh character game? I do. I personally do, and maybe that makes me goofy and myself and ridiculous, but hey, I don't know. It just seems so clear. And it's so interesting because it kind of has led to so many people who play the games, including myself, to call the characters weird. Say, hey, that guy looks strange. That guy looks just like the other guy. La di da di da. Talking about how they look so boring or drab or uninteresting and stuff. And you know what? That could be a sign of lazy development. And you know what? Part of me thinks that is. And part of me thinks they just use that as a way to, involve the social commentary. Who the hell knows, man? Euphoric Brothers are probably sitting there just scrapping up a bunch of characters. And they're like, hey, you know what? People will make of it whatever they want to make of it. But I don't know. It just seems like there's something else afoot. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit like if you did. Uh, uh, drop a comment saying I love Banban if you love Banban, or I heart Banban, or whoever your favorite Banban character is. And mine's Nab Nab, as you can tell. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.